when it comes to holding feelings for young babies and children and helping them to manage those, it can be very triggering for parents, and it can be very difficult for parents. What sort of help would you, or what are the things that you would suggest to parents in order to be able to hold space for that?
Yeah, well, I would say, first of all, deep acceptance. Of course, it's really hard, and it helps us connect with all our own feelings, because we grew up in a culture where feelings are still demonized, where for the majority of us, we would never even once have been held as a baby when we had feelings to express, and just be held while we cried, where someone sat there holding us in their loving arms, feeling completely calm and relaxed, knowing that all our needs are met, and just being there saying, I'm right here with you, I'm listening. Probably none of us, or very few of us, would have been a toddler raging and having an adult who's just there saying, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm right here with you, really hear how frustrated you are. Or, at any age, as a teenager. So because we need that as a young person to be able to internalize and being able to stay present in our bodies when we have feelings, it's a huge process to then re-internalize that, so that we actually can feel comfortable in our bodies with the whole full range of human feelings, which ranges from joy and wonder and delight and ecstasy and happiness, through to frustration and outrage and sadness and grief and loss, overwhelm and confusion. That if we have never had anyone be lovingly present with us while we felt those feelings, it's almost impossible to be able to do that for our baby or child. So one of the essential parts really is traveling with someone else, traveling with another adult who is able to be present with those feelings in their bodies, so that they start transmitting that body sense to us. So, as parents, that if we feel frustrated, or we feel overwhelmed, or we feel sad, or we feel rage, having someone listen to us with absolute loving compassion, with full presence in their body, we start to feel that in our bodies. Okay, you mean actually. So it's not only that thinky cognitive level that rather than judging feelings, that actually they're welcome, but actually that deep embodied sense of I'm safe whilst I feel my feelings. And actually, when I feel these feelings, they move through my body, and I come out the other side feeling relaxed and calm and present. So to me, we really require someone else, or other people, or a community of people, to listen lovingly to our feelings. What you're doing all the time with your work with parents is so essential for us to be able to increasingly just be lovingly present with our child whilst they feel frustrated, or whilst they feel grief, or whilst they feel outrage, so that they then feel that embodied sense of, oh my gosh, all my feelings are welcome, I'm safe here, actually there's nothing wrong with me, there's nothing wrong with my feelings, so that they can then also increasingly just be present with them in their bodies and move through them, and know that they don't or less and less need to repress them. I would say at this time, it's none of us is going to be able to listen to 100% of our baby or child's feelings, because going from where we've come from to be able to do all of that is impossible in one generation, I would say. But we're able to listen to more of their feelings, so they need to repress fewer of them. They can be more present, and we're imagining that with their children that will continue, so that more and more as human beings, we actually become more and more comfortable with the full range of our feelings, and that's a kind of evolutionary process.
Yeah. So you're suggesting having that support around you of people that you can be and release your own feelings, which I think is gold. Are there any practices or things like that you would suggest parents do to also support their capacity to deal with their own feelings as well as that of their children?
Yeah, so I mean, in Aware Parenting, like if you have any of Aletha Salter's books, in the back of, for example, The Aware Baby, she has a section where you can reflect on your own childhood. In my own work, I have I'm an Aware Parenting instructor, but I also have my own work called the Marion Method, and that's a lot about practices and processes. And one of those is connecting in with our inner loving mother, who loves us unconditionally and can hear all our feelings, There are all different ways we can do that, from something I call the 2-column technique, which is literally having a journal or piece of paper and having a line in the middle and actually expressing our feelings in writing. You know, I feel really frustrated. And then our inner loving mother saying, I really hear how frustrated you are, sweetheart. I'm right here and I'm listening. And so going through that process of gradually changing our inner dialogue. So for me, my MM work has been, for me, so foundational, because I've gone from having an inner dialogue that was full of self-judgment and guilt and shame to now having just deep inner unconditional love for my feelings and needs and so on. So like you said, I think parenting really invites us to go on that journey. So we're not only offering loving compassion to our child and their feelings, but we also get the opportunity to reparent and reculture ourselves, so that we increasingly experience that internally too. But it's a journey, you know. It's not like something we go, oh, I'm just going to click my fingers and from today I'm going to feel comfortable with all my feelings, I'm going to be able to be lovingly present with everything I feel. It's a process.